Absenteeism of members of parliament in both plenary and committee sessions has over the years affected parliamentary work, leading to a backlog of reports, bills, petitions and other oversight functions. Other than absenteeism, projects at constituency level has become key in gauging the performance of a member of parliament. This is what an MP's scorecard should be out to achieve. One such scorecard is undertaken annually by the Africa Leadership Institute, who then releases in the public domain the best and worst members of parliament as far as their performance is concerned.
And this is one of the ways that we shall hold ourselves as members of parliament accountable to the people who have elected us to represent their views in parliament.
It's good you have that additional eye, if you like, that members of parliament will be conscious is watching all the time.
Though this year's scorecard has received criticism from politicians, it indicates improvement in MPs' overall attendance in plenary and committee sittings.
They moved from that figure of 23%, 45%, to 52% in 2009.
The 2010 scorecard shows that the NRM MPs were more influential in parliament, but also indicates that the opposition and independents performed better than the ruling party legislators. Released in Kampala on Wednesday this week, the 2008-2009 report rated Rose Akol Okul, Chris Monsi, Stephen Tashobya, Ibrahim Kadnabi of NRM, William Okecho, Teres Buchaniyandi Independents, and William Anakubong of UPC as some of the star performers in the period of 2009-2010. Though these MPs are happy that the assessment could give them a mileage when elections are called in 2011, their counterparts who were given low marks shunned the report, giving it little significance.
There is someone else who had to tell the world that Kadnabi, among others, is performing very well.
The list of those you call the achievers are some people we don't even know them in parliament, even when we have lived with them for 5 years.
How do you say Honorable Biandala, Honorable James Bugambe performs better than Odongo To? Grace Uburu has never said any word in this parliament. You show me any day she spoke in parliament, I give you 1 million shillings.
This score system has not only gone for noisy MPs. Because if Honorable Kanya, Honorable Dongo To protested and broke doors of parliament, to me the scorecard should reflect that they are zero.
Political analysts, however, applaud this performance-based scorecard as a good tool that will enable Ugandans to vote in legislators from an informed point of view.
Anything that helps us to know the performance of every MP is good for the constituents.
MPs are supposed to be public figures. They represent their masses, and their masses must know whatever they do in the right direction, in full representation.
A member of parliament should attend most of the sittings of parliament. The second one is being able to talk.
But critics doubt the efficacy of the scorecard and whether it will change the political landscape, arguing that some legislators who are known to work hard were categorized as some of the worst in terms of performance. Take, for example, Vice President Professor Gilbert Bukenya and First Lady Janet Museveni, who were rated alongside David Tinyefunza, Bakaluba Mukasa and others as poor performers. The duo have to perform their parliamentary duties alongside state duties. Were this taken into account?
It is inapplicable to the Vice President, it is not applicable to the First Lady who has other duties other than just being in parliament.
If judgment is going to be fair and reasonable, you have to distinguish between work of ministers. Okay, ministers who are members of parliament and those who are not members of parliament.
The NRM spokesman Ofono Pondo describes the concept of the scorecard as perfect, but wants voters not to base their judgment on this report alone.
There are many of them doing a very great job in the lobbying for policy positions. And those are done behind the scenes. Many of them are very effective.
But as the clock ticks towards 2011, can this scorecard spell doom for those rated as poor performers?
Those who have done very well will want to go back and say, you see, I told you I'm doing very well, which is good for them. But those who have been rated bad will certainly suffer, particularly, as I know would happen. Their opponents will go out and say, look, the people you sent there, this is what they are doing.
If they cannot explain properly why they are left out of the score sheet, why they did not perform well, they should not be brought back to Parliament. Parliament is going to be more competitive in the coming season.
I wouldn't recommend to members of NRM to throw out their members of Parliament on the basis of that scorecard.
The Africa Leadership Institute says it will embark on a sensitization of voters countrywide to enable them to understand how their MPs performed in the 8th Parliament. But analysts say that with the commercialization of politics in Uganda, these efforts might not achieve much. While the report proved to enlighten voters in 2011, the decision on whether MPs will return to Parliament is all up to them to decide. Agnes Nandutu, NTV.